Hey, what is up guys, GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Brown Dust 2 video. So guess what, we got a couple of new things happening this particular week. We're gonna check it out, right? But first things first, if you guys are not aware, I believe there's a coupon code. So thank TGS 2026 Brown Dust 2, so make sure you guys use that. Again, this one is going to expire on February 28th. They do have multiple coupon codes for this particular game. So fortunately, some of the coupon codes, I try to make sure that they are not expired. So this one, at least it works right there. So make sure you guys use it. I'll link it in the description, in the pinned comment. So that's going to be what is happening for the coupon codes. But now let's talk about the game, the updates as a whole. So it's a pretty big update this particular week. Quite a number of things. You can see season event chicken or the egg update. So we're gonna get all of this new event shop all over again. Alongside with that, there's also going to be what else is there? New fated guests. So guess who is happening, right? So we got Onsen Practitioner Ventana will be available as a fated guest and a Glappy Diner. So again, hopefully this is going to be as good as it gets. They have to cover this for obvious reasons. Fated guests will only appear in the Glappy Diner pack if you own the corresponding costume. So if you guys haven't already, Onsen Ventana, you know, if you want to get just one particular copy, it is going to be right there. As you can see, you can basically try to get her. She's available right there. You don't really need to pull you know, multiple copies. You just need one copy as a whole. So free pulls, if you want to, you can wait a little bit. If there's no rush, wait until the banner goes away, before it's going to go away, then you can do the free pulls, leverage from that. If you get her in like one single pool, then maybe you don't have to, like, you know, consider getting or spending your own pools, right? But if you want to, she's available right there, just to be able to benefit from this, right? Fated guest story adjustment for Neon story, Neon Savior Angelica, so that's going to be for later as well. So camera rotation added as well. So we got multiple different things for the avatar feature update, right? So now there's controls, there's also going to be an interaction. You can pat the head, you can hold hands, you can lift by holding legs. So this has been added into the game. So basically you can now lift up the chibi. You can basically do those things. Quite cool. You are going to be able to set specific motions for the PC. Now fishing, apparently they did mention this during the live stream, but we were too busy about, you know, the censorship stuff. Now that that is over, only Germany is the one getting censored. So we are going to get this particular one. As you can see, a new area for fishing. All right, we're going to get ship cosmetic skins as well, and a new fishing area will be added. So that's going to be what it is. We are getting all of those this particular week, which is going to be pretty cool. There's going to be like some other things that they are removing for defeating field monsters. Those today's quests, those will be removed specifically. And this particular highlight is going to be for Blade. Alright, so Blade is going to be one of the better DPS characters that we have, and we got Onsen Blade right here as one of the prominent member, so she is going to be available right there. So let's talk a little bit more about Blade, right? Because I figured, you know, as somebody that have her maxed out on both the other costumes, I want to give a little bit of insight about how strong is she. Now, as you can see, Blade is going to be one of the few characters that has two costumes, right? So right now, we got the young lady Blade, we also got the counter one, the Apostle Blade right here. So this is going to be a third costume. Now, where does this land in terms of like the costume for DPS wise, right? So I believe this is going to land as the second, I strongly believe this is going to be the second one in terms of trying to leverage the maximum potential for her. I do think that this particular one, the young lady Blade, is going to be a little bit more important. So young lady Blade, I do think that this particular range is just invaluable, right? So that's going to be what it is. So this particular costume, you can see, we are going to be able to hit the enemy for 150%. All right, now keep in mind, we are going to do 4 hits. So that's going to be 600%, right? So you are attacking the enemy 600% multiplier. You're also applying the physical vulnerability. Now this particular costume, however, Onsen Sword Fighter Blade, first of all, we got a little bit of a less range, right? We got like a cross tile, all right, but it's a bit awkward. You don't hit in the middle, you hit it in the front, right? So this particular tile range, as you can see, we're going to do physical damage to the enemy equal to 350% of your attack. Now deal additional damage equal to 70% of attack for each debuff on the enemy. So debuff you have to rely on, you know, applying debuff. As far as I know, vulnerability is not counted as debuff. So that's going to be something that you have to rely on the enemies having that, or you have to use a character that can do that, right? Either some sort of stats reduction or apply some sort of like specific debuffs from some characters. Now the thing is, at maximum, this is going to be 3 SP. I would highly recommend, if you are free to play, get her up to +1 just for the 3 SP, you know, minimize the ease of rotation. That's going to be much more easier right there. So she's going to get damage 50% each here, so that means 100%. So she's going to do 600% damage, all right, and additional 120% attack for each debuff that the enemy has. So obviously the latest enemy probably is going to be centered around her. So for a damage costume, this is like kind of balanced, all right? I wouldn't say it's bad, but again, this one is, again, the one where they have is 600%. So this particular one has better tile range. Now this particular one also, we're going to have about 600%, but again, more debuff the enemy has, we're going to add 110% attack additionally on that. However, keep in mind, this one we only hit the enemy once, all right? So you don't really stack chain. So in most cases, you know, I think Luventia is still going to be better for dark DPS, but it depends on the situation, right? So I think like those two are going to compete. So we got Luventia, we got Blade for physical dark, and then if you want to count in Elena, that could be the third one as well. So these are going to be the ones that will be the requirements in the future meta moving forward. And I'm glad that we have Blade in the equation. So she is going to be able to help out if you need some sort of dark DPS, right? Now, should you get this particular costume, if you don't have any of the previous costume, I would say you still need at least this particular one for the Young Lady Blade. Now for the Morpia, I mean not Morpia, for the Apostle Blade, Apostle Blade is more niche. She can be strong depending on the enemy, right? So if the enemy hits you, if the enemy is multi-hit, this one is pretty strong, alright? You can survive with counter, and then you can basically do back damage depending on the situation. This is going to be quite strong of a costume as well. But again, it's going to be much more niche. For new players, if you're tackling like campaign, I don't recommend getting that particular one, right? So it's just more for bosses. So more for like intermediate to veteran players, you are going to get more out of that particular costume. If you're a new player, the one that I recommend is this particular one, the Young Lady Blade. This one is going to be very, very cool. Big range, you are able to get rid of as many enemies as possible, so you are benefiting from all of those. Her sword will be available as well. Again, I highly recommend you guys to wait until the last day. Alright, this one looks quite similar to Ventana's sword if I'm not mistaken, right? So if you want to pull for weapon, ideally the best is to wait until the last day before the banner is going to go away, just because, you know, like, you're trying to maximize your pull, and weapons, if you get dupes, is essentially useless, right? Because you can't do anything with dupes. Alec will be there as well. I don't really recommend this particular Alec. If you care about trying to maximize the range, and this particular one trying to do PvP, then this is going to be pretty good because it does fixed damage. Other than that, if you're not going to do PvP, I don't think you need this one in particular. So it is going to be okay, but you have the option to use Alec right there. So all in all, we're going to try out Blade when she comes out. I have a feeling she's probably going to be much more, I wouldn't say like bad or mid, but she seems more balanced, alright, compared to everyone that we have in terms of recent times. For the other one, I still think that for majority of the players right now, alright, so again, if you want to be able to benefit from the Fated guests, consider getting the Ventana from this particular pool, alright, and we still have the, what's the name? We got Grenadier as well, which I do think that is probably going to be much more of a better investment overall, because Grenadier, alright, you are going to be able to use her regardless, and also Onsen Liberta as well. So these are all very, very good one. If you are new, right, prioritize in those characters because those are supporters. Get them to +5. You are going to use them in every single rotation, alright, and that's just going to be how it is. So yeah, those are going to be the relevant ones. So they are still going to be around for 2 more weeks. Alright, Grenadier, both of these are very good, and also Onsen Manager as well. If you can get them to +5, try and get them to +5. If not, then their stopping point for all of them will be, I believe, +1, right? So that's going to be a very, very good one. So with that being said, that's going to be it for this particular video. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you guys stay tuned whenever the stuff comes out, the patch on Thursday. So we're going to test her out and see what it's all about. Subscribe, give this video a like. Have a nice day. Goodbye.